Thank you so much for coming today, everyone. I think we're all equally excited to be at the Machines Can See conference today. I certainly am, and I'm certainly very excited for this panel especially. This panel will examine how advancing artificial intelligence can help countries combat brain drain and attract global talents. Brain drain, of course, is the emigration of highly skilled individuals seeking better opportunities. And of course, it has long affected developing countries, especially in the Middle East and Asia. As highlighted by UAE Minister Mohammed Al-Gargawi in 2023, in the Arab world specifically, trillions of dollars have been lost because of brain drain, with studies showing that about a third of global brain drain originates from this region. And of course, it's particularly affecting doctors, engineers, and other professions who usually go to places like Canada, Australia, and Europe. But now, with AI emerging as a transformative industry, these nations now have a unique opportunity to retain their brightest minds and foster innovation at home. And of course, we all know that challenges like these really start with a really strong national strategy. And so I wanted to start with you, Dr. Amr, and I wanted to talk about Egypt's national AI strategy. Of course, there was one strategy that was already launched in May of 2021, before the second edition, which was just launched very recently. But first, I wanted to talk about the first national AI strategy, just so we can get some lessons learned and get some insights. So as I said, it was launched in May of 2021. So I just wanted to ask you first, what has been achieved from Egypt's first national AI strategy from 2021 until today?
Thank you very much. And first, let me express my deep appreciation for the warm hospitality we've experienced since we've set foot in the United Arab Emirates. Not unusual. Every time we come, we feel at home with our brothers and friends in the UAE. And of course, I'm delighted to be among this distinguished panel. We started our AI strategy, as you've mentioned, actually early 2020, and we had several pillars to cover at the very beginning. First, there was the organizational aspect of it, to have a forum where all relevant entities, whether government, civil society, or private sector, meet together and shape what do we want to do with AI, how we're going to proceed with AI. So we formed a national AI council where we meet, set the strategy, set execution plans, review them, and ensure that we're all aware of what others are doing with AI and what others are aspiring for with AI. In the Ministry of ICT, we've we've established an R&D center leveraging AI to embrace several challenges that are important to our country and have a developmental impact on our society in healthcare, in agri-tech, in water management, and other facets of economical development in our country. We developed several solutions, leveraging natural language processing for Arabic, leveraging image processing, as I said, in the domains I've mentioned. Of course, always the cornerstone of any strategy that we design or execute is the human resources, and enriching our skill pool and expanding the number of people who are experts in various pillars and disciplines of AI, and as well enlarging the number of people that have such expertise. So we focus very much on skill development, starting from primary school, grade 4, all the way up to even experienced graduates who want to shift career or get to know AI. It's not only about training and education, it's also about societal awareness. People need to know the capabilities of AI, the hazards that can be generated using AI, and what AI can do and what AI simply cannot do. It's not a magical wand, and people need to get to know that. Last but not least was a framework, a regulatory framework as handrails, like what was said, for the entire ecosystem.
Thank you very much, Dr. Talat. That's a very brief and very in-depth look at Egypt's first national AI strategy. We're going to get to the second in a bit. But I wanted to move to you, Mr. Жаслан. You know, there's a lot of countries whose goals are building sustainable pipeline of AI talent. And Kazakhstan has done so, very humbly I'm saying, in a very creative way. So I wanted to ask you, what strategic programs or partnerships is Kazakhstan currently implementing to build a sustainable pipeline of AI talent, both through education and by upskilling the current workforce?
Thank you very much. I would like to thank the organizers for inviting to this important event. And human capital development is one of the most important pillars in our Kazakhstani AI strategy. And we see this as the big priority. We have announced a program of educating with AI tools, AI education, 1 million people within the next 5 years.
So 1 million, wow.
Yeah, this is an approach of educating of AI for all education. So for each category in the society, we have already piloted AI programs, whether it's school children, university students, public sector employees, corporate sector employees, and the general public. For the school children at the age of 12 to 18, we are introducing the TUMO education, which is broader than just the generative AI. It includes 3D modeling, robotics, programming, and so on and so forth, more than 10 areas in IT specialty. We believe that for the school children, you need to give a broader scope of IT learning. For the 18 age for students and higher age, we launched the first AI school in the region, which is a Tomorrow School. This is together with our French partners, the École 42 founders, and this is a peer-to-peer education from the scratch, AI, all the directions of AI to be learned. So also we have launched introduced into the formal education, which is the program, our president's program, AI Sana, which means that the bright minds in the school, in the universities, we are embedding the AI curriculum into the programs, formal programs. So 200,000 students are already covered with the program. We are launching in May. We are launching the mandatory courses for public sector employees. 90,000 public sector employees will be covered with the AI program, with the NFT certificates that they're gonna get at the end. Also, we are launching, even on the Telegram, as the mini app, we are launching AI People program just for general public. On the top of this, there are a number of hackathons. Last year, we ran the large for 2,500 students hackathon, which means the Centrathon, which covered the whole regions of Kazakhstan. Together with the UAE, we launched Cascoders program to build the applications on the Android engineering. So there are a number of other programs that we keep on launching. We believe that human capital development is the priority for Kazakhstan and makes the basis funnel where the use of AI in a responsible way, creating the products, and all these experiences are important. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very good insight as well. Mr. Gobind, I wanted to move to you. Now, very, very recently, Malaysia and China have announced that they will be promoting and developing the digital economies of both countries, while also strengthening cooperation in the AI landscape. Now, my first question is, why was China the chosen partner for this specific partnership with Malaysia, and how do you see China benefiting Malaysia in terms of its AI landscape and its digital economy?
Thank you very much, and everyone. Thank you for having me with you this morning. Good question. We all understand the geopolitical positions we currently see globally, and I think the focus, of course, has been on how it is we establish frameworks with countries so that we can develop our economies as we go along. China, of course, we had a visit by the President, Xi Jinping, just last week, and there were many MOUs that were signed, and of course agreements that were inked between both countries. But of course, at the end of the day, our approach is that we have an open economy. We do work and we enter into partnerships with China. We also work with other countries. I think we've acknowledged the fact that China has advanced very, very far in terms of its digital transformation, the process, and there's a lot that we can learn from them. There's a lot that we can leverage from them, and I think this is where we look at that as an opportunity. We have currently in Malaysia a Ministry of Digital. The Ministry of Digital was set up for the purpose of looking into how it is we can transform the country digitally as fast as we possibly can. So we're just over a year old. We look into certain areas, specifically like infrastructure, cybersecurity, and of course talent development, because we believe that if you have the best infrastructure, which is secure, but if people do not know how to use it, then of course it doesn't mean anything. So we focus on how it is we can build an ecosystem that works for the country. Now, if you look at it from that perspective, there's a lot that we can leverage from countries like China, but that doesn't mean that we don't work with other countries. We are open. Our position is that insofar as we are concerned, if we can leverage on each other's strengths, then we grow a lot faster. So I think that's where we come from.
Yeah, and I think that the next question that I have to ask is there any worry that this will affect any future cooperation in the tech space with the US, for example?
Well, we still work with the US. US has been a trade partner with us for many, many years. And of course, we understand that there are many discussions that are currently ongoing, but we've always taken a position that we are also open to working with China. So that's not a position that will change. The discussions that have been in progress before this will carry on. The friendships that we have built will likewise carry on. And of course, I think moving ahead in considering partnerships, we will still proceed as we did before. So I think the relations with America, the relations with China will persist and carry on as it is.
Agreed. Thank you for that. Ms. Samutia, now I wanted to ask you for Indonesia. So Indonesia is part of one of the biggest economic and political groups or blocs in the world. And of course, I'm talking about the BRICS group of nations. BRICS, a lot of people say that it can offer strategic momentum to harness artificial intelligence as a catalyst to develop economies and especially digital economies of its member countries. So I wanted to ask you first, are there any discussions within BRICS to use AI as a catalyst to build member countries' economies, and is there any plans for cooperation within the bloc to build on AI capabilities?
Yes. Our hope is for BRICS to be not only for economic dialogue, but also for co-developing AI tools that serve inclusive growth and local empowerment. But I have to explain first that Indonesia now stands at a very pivotal moment in which demographically, digitally, and also geopolitically, we are the fourth most populated country in the world, largest economy in Southeast Asia, 212 million active internet users. And in our foreign affairs, which starts from the beginning of the country, is to be a free active country. That is our foreign policy up until now, committedly. And that is the belief that we work with all countries. We work with ASEAN, G20, and BRICS Plus as well. And we open for collaboration with all countries. And the belief is technology must reflect the diversity of the world, not just the priorities of the few. And with BRICS, the most important similarity in approaches that we shape responsible AI ecosystem that prioritize equity, access, and most importantly also global South perspective. And in that way, Indonesia initiative with BRICS dialogue has increasingly included issues like bridging the digital divide, advancing smart rural solutions, and safeguarding data sovereignty, such as AI-based disaster monitoring, smart farming, and remote health diagnostics as well are the examples that discussions have been going on within BRICS countries itself.
That's very interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that. Dr. Amr, I wanted to get back to you. So, as I said, Egypt launched the second phase of its national AI strategy, recently building upon, of course, the first edition. Could you elaborate on Egypt's approach to developing AI-related skills and how the country is tackling ongoing challenges, and of course, the main one, which is brain drain?
Right. First, let me tell you, the first version was, alhamdulillah, a success. We've leapt forward 46 positions in the AI Readiness Index issued by the World Bank. So
Congratulations.
We're happy for that. And now, of course, we're busy with the second. As I said, capacity building is always the cornerstone. We started a program for what we call Digital Egypt's generation initiative, starting from grade 4, as I said, all the way to graduates who want to shift career. Egypt, alhamdulillah, is a country that is rich in human resources. So we do not see people leaving the country and working in other countries as a threat. On the contrary, we see it more of a soft power to our country. And we see the diaspora as part of Egypt's resources that we can always leverage and embrace in any national project that we start. We are in constant dialogue with our diaspora. We know them. We, as I said, leverage their expertise wherever they are. Thanks to technology, it's very easy today to ask them to join on board of any project that we feel their expertise and skills are required. This year, our aim for training is around 500,000, coming up from 4,000 only 6 years back, so 120 times as much as we had. We started around 12 faculties specialized in AI. We have the first AI, or the first IT specialized university in Africa, Egypt's University of Informatics. We have a training institute in each and every governorate in Egypt ready to receive our people and train them. And we have a blended model for training over the internet in order, as I said, to scale and make sure that no one is left behind.
Thank you, Dr. Talat. Mr. Жаслан, moving to you, there is, of course, global competition for top digital and tech professionals all over the world. The countries are competing, and it's very intense. And they're deploying a range of strategic measures in order to attract these talents. In this context, how does Kazakhstan plan to differentiate itself in its strategies in attracting these high-tech AI talents to the country?
Like every other ambitious, innovative nation, we're making our own strides. Recently, we have issued the new digital nomad visa and digital nomad residency, which is provided fully online. For the last 6-7 years, we have developed one of the largest IT hubs in the region, Astana Hub, which is the one of the largest IT parks, and it's a home for more than 1,500 residents in the form of startups and big tech companies. For the last 2-3 years, we have created and relocated some of the unicorn and decacorn companies. These are the multi-billion companies right now, which are comfortably working in Astana Hub. And now we are switching to the next level, because Astana Hub currently has expanded in all of the regions of Kazakhstan, even beyond Kazakhstan. So we have IT Hub in Silicon Valley, in Saudi Arabia, in UK, in Singapore. Today we'll be witnessing of the signing ceremony of IT Hub in Dubai, emerging IT Hub in Dubai. So as the next level, we want to replicate the story with AI. So this year we will be launching the International AI Center in the prime location of the capital city. So this is an existing infrastructure, existing building. We're doing the whole retrofitting, the reconstruction of the building of 25,000 square meters, and which will be the center of excellence in terms of onboarding the general public so that they can get inspired with the AI. There will be the AI museum, AI cinema, AI cafe, and the events, hackathons. We'll be having infrastructure for school children education, for students, the AI startups campus, offices for big techs for the AI labs and AI centers, and of course, on the final floor, there will be the AI-driven government, where there will be a collaboration of government, science with the universities, and business, in order to embed AI into the economy sectors.
Very interesting. But I think the very interesting part as well is the visas. So you in Kazakhstan provide visas for tech-skilled individuals, AI specialists. Can you tell us more about that? So these individuals can come into the country on a special visa for how long?
They can apply for digital nomad visa, which is for 1 year, and digital nomad residency for 10 years. So everything is online, and Astana Hub, which is the well-known IT park with all the specialists and expertise, they provide kind of a guarantee, the accreditation of those specialists before they're coming to Kazakhstan. So there is the databases, there is a system which is integrated with our special services, national security guys, and the police, the migration department. Also on the back end, we process in a quick manner.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Gobind, along the same lines, I wanted to ask you, how is Malaysia positioning itself to attract world-class digital specialists and entrepreneurs? And what role do initiatives like Malaysia Digital Economy Blueprint play in this effort?
I'm going to take this, put some context to this. The Malaysian Digital Economy Blueprint is a document that provided for strategy and focus from the years 2021 to 2030. It's divided into 3 different phases, and of course, at the time at which we looked into that, we did not see the impact of AI as we see today. And I think the impact of AI is going to grow even more as we go ahead. Now, having said that, it's important for us to recognize certain key factors. Number one, we already have a workforce that have built their careers based on education that they've had in the past. These jobs may be affected as you go along. We have to think of how it is we are going to be able to upskill or reskill them as we go along. So education is not something we just look at from a university point of view. It's also something that we have to look for in terms of people who already have jobs, whose jobs are probably going to be displaced as we go along, number one. Number two, then, we also have to figure out how it is we can ensure that courses that people take in universities today are courses that are tweaked in the manner necessary so that they can have new technology infused into them, so people understand the impact of new technology on what it is they're going to do as you move ahead. And then, of course, the whole discussion about how it is when children move into primary schools, secondary schools, you can expose them to what technology has to offer and what have you not. So, with that in the background and that as the context, we look at how it is we can attract talent for all these sectors as we go along. So we have to look at how it is things are going to develop. We must be able to focus on what sectors we think are going to be sectors of importance in the years to come. In the next 10 years, for example, if we are focusing on semiconductors, in Malaysia, we have a national semiconductor strategy. Penang is an island that is known in that part of the region as being strong for its semiconductor industry. So we have to look at how it is we can ensure that we have the necessary talent to keep that sector going. At the same time, we also identify other sectors, and we are able to say in the next 10 years where we will find shortages, and of course also areas in which we feel that jobs will be displaced. So we have to look at new opportunities for people. So it's a process that has to be looked at holistically. For this purpose, of course, we've set up the National AI Office. The National AI Office is the office that actually looks into what we think future technology is going to provide in Malaysia and how it is we can actually prepare our country for that from a perspective of talent and also to ensure that we can retain the talent that we build in the country. We've also looked at how it is we can try and encourage industries to train people in-house so that you have programs where people train but work at the same time, and they know that after working for 3 years and training, they get degrees, and there's value in that degree. As you go along, you know that you're going to be able to move forward in that particular value chain. So the whole idea is to look at what is needed, how it is we can ensure that we are able to provide for that. And at the same time, while you build talent, you make sure that they remain in the country and that they are able to contribute even more as they go along. And for this, of course, we have, as I said, the National AI Office. We work together with different ministries. We also have the Ministry of Human Resources that do programs with us. And as the Minister Kazakhstan said earlier, we too look at startups, how it is we can attract the kind of talent that we need to boost the startup industry in our country. Recently, we launched the KL20 initiative. This was last year, specifically looking at how it is we can boost the tech and startup industry in Malaysia. Of course, in that regard, we have the Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation that also looks into how it is we can fast-track applications. We can actually focus very clearly on who and what kind of talent we need. Look around the world and then go to them and see how it is we can invite them to come to Malaysia. So it's very focused. We are very clear in where it is we want to get in the next 10 years, who it is we need to make that work, the kind of ecosystem we need to build in country so that we can sustain it. And I think that's where the Malaysian Digital Economy Blueprint, the MDEB, the third phase of it, 2025 to 2030, will focus on that, of course, driven by the National AI Office.
So a big focus on that from Malaysian and
Yes.
talent retention as well, which is also very important.
Yes.
Ms. Mutia, so Indonesia's Ministry of Communication and Digital Affairs emphasized 5 priorities in Indonesia's national AI strategy. So there's healthcare services, bureaucratic reform, talent education, smart city development, and food security. Which one of the above do you view as your top priority?
Okay. The 5 you mentioned are already top priorities, but if we can short down more to 3, which is the food security and also education and public service deliveries. Food security has been the concern of President Prabowo, especially amidst the geopolitical situation right now. And also education is the fundamental belief that Indonesia upholds, because with AI, we believe that AI is only as not only those who design and govern AI has to be smarter than AI itself. So when we say AI is a smart technologies, new emerging technologies, then the people behind it also have to be very highly educated to use it. So the 3 that I mentioned, including the education, we are now preparing 9 million digital talents by 2030, focusing on areas like cybersecurity, data analytics, and digital entrepreneurship. With food security, we built AI applications on food security, and also with a social protection system. Public services include social protection system that the President has announced. It will be launched in August 2025. And also healthcare, we have a free health check for everyone in Indonesia. And again, coming back to food security, we also have a new program by the President. We give free nutritious meal to students in Indonesia. So I think those 3 areas, if we have to choose among the 5.
Great, very interesting. Thank you for that. Dr. Amr, according to Egypt's AI strategy, 36% of the Egyptian population will have access to AI and AI-related products in their daily lives in the next 5 years. And for anyone who's not familiar, just to give you an idea, 36% of the Egyptian population, that's almost 40 million people. That's a lot of people. So my question is, how do you plan on giving access to this amount of people to AI, making it accessible?
Right. It is a large number, and it is a challenge, but we're ready and eager and determined to achieve it. I believe the short answer for your question is by making sure that AI is present and prevalent in the various applications that people use. That it's present in education, it's present in healthcare, it's present in government services, it's present in agri-tech, in fintech, where it is part and an integral part of all these applications. Then it's easier for people to get to use it and to learn how to integrate AI and I need to be emphatic here, I'm not a believer that AI will necessarily replace humans, but it will complement humans, and it will upgrade their capabilities and help them with a better, wider throughput at work. So making sure that a larger number of our population can really understand this concept and know how to leverage AI and adopt AI in various aspects and activities in their lives is the way to get to 36%. Where we've started work already by making sure that AI is inserted in government services platforms, in healthcare solutions that we use, in payment systems and fintech applications, as well as agriculture and learning and education. This is how we get to the 36%, inshallah.
Inshallah. No, it sounds very doable when you say it like
Yes.
that. Thank you for that. Mr. Жаслан, so this is one of my favorite topics, which is AI-driven products and high-tech products. So I wanted to ask you what AI-driven products and technologies are currently being developed in Kazakhstan that have the potential for global impact or regional leadership?
Kazakhstan proud of delivering high quality, high-tech products and applications. In general, Kazakhstan is distinguished by being top 10 country in terms of online services and top 24 in terms of e-government. And so we are, recently we have developed the national AI platform which gives an opportunity to the market, to the government bodies to develop AI products on their own. It's not that the digital ministry should be responsible for creating AI products for everyone, but we educate and teach on that platform the government bodies. In every ministry we have digital deputy ministers and with the appropriate teams. So through that platform, we provide an access to the computing power, to data sets, to various LLMs, including our own national LLM, and teach them how to do the prompt engineering and how to, based on the low-code, no-code solution, how to come up with the appropriate AI solution, AI product in their respective industries. We're embedding AI engine into the e-government solution soon, and we are developing the various agents. Just want to mention the Kazakh law AI agent, which helps us to re-engineer business processes in the government bodies, in the local authorities, with the help of AI. So we find out the as-is process, and to-be process is developed by AI, which substantially helps us to eliminate unnecessary barriers, unnecessary duplications in the process. Another important fact to mention is that in the 1,500 companies in Astana Hub that I mentioned, 150, close to 200, they're already startups in AI or using AI solutions. And we're proud on one of them is the Higgsfield AI, which is right now #2 after Sora, which was by OpenAI. It's a text-to-video generation. Recently, they raised $16 million from Menlo Ventures at the valuation of $100+ million. And it's all the Kazakh engineers, graduates of Kazakh schools and universities. They're tapping the various global markets, including the US market. So we just need to provide the conditions, and we see that there are many, many talents that coming up with various products.
So a lot of work on AI development and in government services as well. Mr. Govind, so in 2023, Malaysia reaped more than $10 billion in investments for data centers, then tripled that in 2024, making the country a big destination for data center investments. How many data centers are in the country, and how are they being used to develop AI readiness and use in Malaysia?
Currently, we have 53 data centers that are up and running, and there are another 24 that are being built, and we hope to complete them soon. All of us appreciate and understand that as you move ahead, data becomes a very important entity. We need to make sure that moving ahead with AI in particular, we see AI evolving. It changes as we go along. And I think we appreciate even more how important it is for us to ensure that that we have data storage facilities and of course governance and regulation around it that ensures that this is sustainable. Because you want to make sure that when you create products and you basically build a nation that runs on AI, you want to make sure that it's sustainable. You want to make sure that the infrastructure that makes it work is properly governed in terms of security, what have you not. So this is where we are coming from, and I think at the end of the day, Malaysia has been, in the last 2 years, of course, a destination that's attracted a lot of interest from data centers. The global giants, they've looked at Malaysia as a destination, as a hub. We have, of course, the resources that are necessary also to ensure that we are able to keep these data centers up and running. We look at data centers as being, of course, the engines that will drive technology in future. When we build data centers in Malaysia, of course, we create also ecosystems around these data centers. So you actually see the value in these data centers from the ecosystems around it. The question of how it is we build structures that govern data and what have you not, that's something that my ministry actually looks at. We are in the process of looking at creating even a data commission that will actually focus very specifically on how it is we digitize data that we currently have, making sure that it conforms with standards so as to ensure that they can be used and optimized as you go along. That, of course, for data that's not already digitized. But as you move along, people today, everyone has got gadgets, not just one number of gadgets. You know, the whole process of accumulating data as you go along and its use, I think, will take center stage in the next 5 to 10 years. And that's the reason why we think that it's important for us to facilitate as far as we possibly can a hub for data in Southeast Asia. And moving along as we are, we probably would become the biggest, the country with perhaps the largest amount of data centers in our region in the next 5 to 10 years.
Interesting. Good to know. Ms. Mutia, so I wanted to ask you about infrastructure. So according to data from the Ministry of Communication and Digital, 5G network coverage in Indonesia only reaches 2.9% of total residential areas. How do you plan on strengthening the country's infrastructure, which is crucial for innovation and developing AI capabilities?
That is correct. So that's one of the homework that we are facing right now. But just to update the numbers, it's now 4.16% as of last quarter of 2024. It's a progress, yet it still reminds us of the scale of challenge to build a fast, reliable connectivity within our 17,000 islands in Indonesia. Some of the measures we are trying to approach right now is to reallocate and preparing auction mid-band spectrum for 2.6 and 3.5 gigahertz ranges, all by this year, and also enforcing open access policy that promotes infrastructure sharing. We are also investing hyperscale in edge data centers to support low latency AI integrated environments, and are very open for investment in those areas as well. And we are strengthening our national backbone through expanded fiber optic and subsea cable infrastructure. And we're also wanting to share that we used to have 4 major operators in Indonesia. We have now seen 2 of them undergo consolidation. So another point to hopefully can make it faster is also the consolidation of the industry, of telecommunication industry in Indonesia. So now we have 3 remaining major players, one with good cooperation with Malaysian company, which is Axiata. So we hope by all these approaches, we can actually get a target by the end of 2026, which is 8%. Again, we know it's a homework, it's a challenge, and we are very, again, open for cooperation with other countries as well.
Thank you, and thank you for being open about that. Dr. Amr, I also wanted to ask you about infrastructure. Again, AI strategies need a strong infrastructure with advanced data centers and, of course, 5G network coverage. And there's also has been a lot of anticipation for the establishment of data centers in Egypt. But first, I wanted to ask, how ready is Egypt's infrastructure to support AI strategies and bringing in data centers?
Right. Let me start with infrastructure and then move on to data centers. Regarding infrastructure, we've invested a lot of financial resources in the past few years in upgrading our infrastructure. The average fixed internet speed in Egypt has multiplied over 18 times in the past 5 years. Since 2022, we ranked #1 among African nations in terms of average fixed broadband speed. But it's not only speed that we're pursuing. We're also, even more importantly, pursuing a wider footprint of our network. Currently, we're working on modernizing and fiberizing cities across Egypt with swapping copper with fiber. Also, we have a mega project in Egypt that we call Decent Life. It's about providing necessary services and utilities to people living in rural areas. We have around 5,000 villages where around 60 million people are living. The 4 services that we believe are necessary for these 60 million people to have a decent life is a sewage system, clean water, electricity, and fixed broadband. So we're working on establishing and expanding our fiber optic network into all rural areas. By 2030, we should reach maybe this goal, having the 60 million living in around 12 million households with fixed broadband in fiber. Regarding data centers, also there is a story to it. Egypt's geographical location, is pivotal when it comes to data transfer from east to west. Over 95% of the data flowing from the east to the west and vice versa flows through Egypt, through the Red Sea, onwards to the Mediterranean, through a domestic network within Egypt. Around 200 terabytes currently flow in Egypt, and we extrapolate to reach 500 terabytes in the next couple of years. So the data is already flowing, and we do have the opportunity, and actually we are pursuing the opportunity to further establish and offer services to friendly countries that are utilizing the Egypt's route between east and west for data, not only to pass the data through the country, but also to store it and host it. So we're working on this currently.
Thank you, Dr. Amr. Thank you for those insights. Mr. Жаслан, last question. Given the rise of multilingual large language models, how does Kazakhstan see its role in preserving and promoting the Kazakh language and culture with the global AI ecosystem?
We are pretty sure that the nation needs to have its own sovereign national LLM. From the first point of view, it's great experience while you're doing this exercise. You're accumulating the knowledge and expertise in that area. And number 2, you are embedding the natural and kind of in our case, the Kazakh specificities into the technology. There is nothing wrong with the other models like OpenAI, Llama, and other things. It's just these are the data sets which are whether American or Chinese. And so in Kazakhstan, we have trained several our own national LLMs based on Llama. The first one is with the 176 billion parameters model, 140 billion tokens. We've trained on Lightning and DeepSeek. So we've taken all these open source models and we've done a good job and based on the benchmarks that we see. Now we help these global platforms with our tokens, with our results in order to improve the Kazakh languages in those international technologies and platforms. So I think there are a number of benefits in that regard.
Interesting, thank you. And Mr. Goben, so the AI Sandbox pilot program is an initiative designed to accelerate AI adoption in Malaysia by fostering 900 AI startups and developing over 13,000 AI talents by 2026. How do you plan on executing this?
Well, I think when you speak about AI technology and what it offers, there's a lot of interest from different sectors. So we have to acknowledge the fact that we as government, we don't know all of it. There has to be this collaboration with industries, and they have to tell us what they think is needed to boost their industries, what problems exist, and how solutions can be found to solve those problems, particularly using technology such as AI. The only way in which such a mechanism can work is for us to adopt these processes, sandboxes, and of course, in doing that, what we do is we bring industries to government, this collaboration, understanding how it is we can look to ways and means by which we can provide for the problems that those industries face. And I think this is what governments need to start doing. You know, if you look at how governments exist traditionally, I mean, in Malaysia, for example, we have ministries that deal with different sectors, and it's commonly the case that ministries will only focus on those sectors. So Transport Ministry will look at issues in respect of transport, health in respect of health, but they do not look at it horizontally. And AI is something that applies across the board. So there's a need for us to understand that a ministry like the Ministry of Digital will have to look at things more holistically and find, as I said, that mechanism by which you can actually bring everyone together, find solutions, and then go back to the ministries and tell them, look, this is what you need to do in terms of implementation, building policies, even regulation, legislation, so that those problems can be resolved. So I think that's the approach that we are taking, an approach where you have government looking at all industries, bringing the industries together, and of course working on finding solutions using AI, and subsequently using that AI in moving ahead with those ministries and industries.
Thank you. Ms. Mutia, final word. Indonesia's plans for attracting AI talent and developing AI skills across individuals, government, and businesses in the country.
Yes, we believe that talent is one of our greatest national assets, and to build a strong AI future, we must connect and grow our national assets both within the country and outside the country. So Indonesia right now have 8 million Indonesians living overseas, including many working in AI, digital engineering and emerging technologies, with 20,000 Indonesians working in Silicon Valley alone. So they are now engaged in AI, software, innovation fields, while many of them may no longer be deeply connected to Indonesian domestic landscape, but we still see them as, again, part of our national strength. We prefer to use the term brain link instead of brain drain. Since 2024, our scholars are allowed to not come back to Indonesia, so they can work remotely for the Indonesian government. And also internally or locally, we also built AI academic excellence in some of the cities in Indonesia, in Bandung, and also in Surabaya, and to the very east of Indonesia in Papua. To make AI Excellence Center in Papua is crucially important for Indonesians to show that AI, that we believe inclusivity is very important when we speak about AI. Indonesia is open also for international partnership. We have 135 and more partnership globally and also nationally with, for example, Microsoft, IBM, but not only Microsoft, IBM, but also Google, AWS, Yandex, Indosat from locally, and also other companies helping to build also Indonesian or shaping Indonesian future. So we believe whether our engineers or talent working in a city in Bandung or doing research in Berlin, they're both helping to shape Indonesia's AI future.
I think that's a great idea to end with. Your Excellencies, thank you so much for giving us this insights into your country's AI national strategies. And I think we all have a better idea about every country's inputs, AI strategies, and a lot of similarities that I've seen, and big moves happening from countries around the world in the AI space and to tackle brain drain. Thank you so much for your inputs today. Thank you very much.
Thank you again for your time. I'd like also to tell to all the people that this panel was a great success because we have more than 265,000 people who are watching it on X right now. So thank you again for this wonderful, basically, panel. Announce the MOU now.